Hey everybody, welcome to episode 17 of Let's Grab a Beer. This one's going to be a little unique and different and kind of a special one. We're going to be talking about Rumble ad revenue and growth on Rumble after multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, X, YouTube, and Rumble for a month. And I'm going to show you the differences that I noticed in that time period, as well as what I noticed about ad revenue. I'll obviously start off by telling you guys what generated all this to happen in this episode. But for those of you who are watching live, I am in fact live right now. I'll be recording. You'll know when it's an upload because the thumbnail will not have the live symbol underneath Let's Grab a Beer. It's the green words that say live. If you don't see that under Let's Grab a Beer on my thumbnail, then this is not live. It is a recording. If you see the live one, we are live right now, which today is October 26th, a little after 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're watching shortly after that, I'm live. But for those of you who are new, normally what happens is I stream Let's Grab a Beer after getting a collection of topics to talk about, and they get thrown into 3 different categories. You got your gripes, mids, and hypes, and gripes are things I'm complaining about, mids are things I'm neither complaining about or excited about, or I'm complaining and excited about, and hypes are things that I'm excited about, so I'm going to talk to you guys about. And then I always pick a local beer that you can't pick up at the store, not a corporate beer. It'll be just a small brewery somewhere. I'm not going to be one of those microbrewery douchebags that turns my nose up at corporate beers, but because I do like a good corporate beer from time to time. But I figured this is something neat, just review beers. There's no scientific method to how I review these said beers. I just drink them, tell them what I think of them, give a rating 1 out of 6, because they almost always come in a 6-pack, 6 being the best, 1 being the worst. And this episode is a Fall Line beer, which is obviously a local beer to where I live. This is actually going to be the last Fall Line beer. And I'm still going to give it an honest, unbiased review based on flavor and if it is a beer that I would enjoy on the regular. The reason why this is going to be the last Fall Line beer is I found out they're heavily involved with pride events in my local area, and I do not support that kind of thing. The reason why I'm still remaining unbiased towards it is because some of you don't share the same opinions and views as me. Hold on. Okay, same opinions and views as me. So I don't want you to be discouraged. If you think this is a beer you're going to like and you're interested in, go ahead and grab it. But if you're like me and are trying to avoid supporting such things like LGBT pride events and stuff like that, then I recommend it. I'm not going to, or then you now know. Obviously, I know a lot of companies do stuff like this all the time, and I'm sure I'm using quite a bit of them, but if I know they're heavily involved and invested with it, I'm going to try to avoid it as much as possible and find alternatives I can use. And there's other great beers that probably still support pride events, but they're not in your face about it, like the short little Google I did the other day that showed me that Fall Line's quite involved. So that's how I'm going to roll with this, and this is how the beer is going to be treated. And a lot of you, and then after I'm done recording, if you're live, I go through and read all your chats that I missed, because I tend to not interact with chat while recording, and then also open it up. I use Rumble Studios to do my live streams. I open it up to my chatters if they want to join into the live stream, and all you have to do is have a microphone, and you can share your thoughts and opinions on the topics I covered for the episode, or you can just bring up something completely different that you want to talk about that you found interesting, and you want to either know my opinion or the opinion of the chats, or you just find it so interesting you want to talk about it. Yeah, so that pretty much sums up the episode. So, and if you guys are watching live, that means you get to join in once I'm done recording, and you'll know when I'm done recording because the scrolling text at the top will stop. But a lot of you are probably here because of the topics I'm going to be talking about, and this is going to be the first time I've actually got an outline or a script going. Normally this is unscripted, unedited. I'm not going to edit anything, still not going to do that. The only edit you're going to see is a jump cut because my camera can only record in 30-minute intervals, and I talk forever, so these 30 minutes come quick, and then I have to stop the recording, restart the recording. That's the only edit you're going to see, the only jump cut. But other than that, and normally, like I said, I don't script. That's why there's a lot of ums, uhs, gaffes, little mistakes here and there. But this time I actually have talking points I'm going to cover because this topic is something I'm heavily invested in. Well, I won't say heavily, but I am invested in at this point. and these are hot topics of conversation for Rumble. So I would like to actually go do it some justice and inform you guys to formulate your own opinions and go from there. So we're going to be talking about, like I said, ad revenue and growth on Rumble after streaming for 5 days straight. 5 days straight, or 30 days straight, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week on multiple platforms. Give me one quick second. I'm actually going to stop recording because I think my dog is trying to get out of the fence and I want to make her stop. So give me a quick second. All right, guys, I'm back. She was just munching on a walnut and is on a part of the fence she's not supposed to be near. She's knocked out my little barricade I had up that she was supposed to prevent her from getting over there. But all right, I rambled on long enough. Hopefully you guys got a general idea how this normally works and how it's going to work today. So the first thing we're going to do to get started, we're going to go ahead and crack open one of these beers. And I'm going to give you my first impressions at the end of the recording, or end of this episode, is when I'll give my final rating and opinion on the beer. One of the factors is how many are remaining by the time the episode's over. I already got a little taste because it splashed on my finger, and I'm not impressed so far. Maybe that's not a fair test of the beer. For those of you watching live, I already got the tracker I built up to show you some of my statistics. The particular tab that's up right now goes back for an entire year, or actually over a year at this point. The other tabs are going to be more in depth into the growth for the 1 month period. It's not bad. It's not amazing. There's a weird taste to it. It's okay. We'll see. Again, we'll see how many of these are left. That will let you know. Obviously, I'm going to always drink the entire pack because I don't like wasting my money. So there we are. We're going to go ahead and start getting into that. And for those who are watching the recording, I will have screenshots of each tab. I'll be showing the live chat right now to discuss what we're going through. But before we get into it, I'm going to give, I got a couple disclaimers I want to give out to make this as fair and as unbiased as possible, because I know people call me the cuck of Rumble and many other phrases like a simp or shill or whatever. That's perfectly fine. I am not ashamed of saying I'm a huge supporter of Rumble, and even after this, I'm still very much a huge supporter of Rumble. And again, we'll get into that at the end of this episode. But here's my disclaimers. First disclaimer, I am part of a community on Twitch and Rumble, Regiment for Twitch. Regiment for Twitch, and then Rumble. I've been part of the official Rumble Discord when it first started. I'm part of Rumble Gamers. I've made a lot of actually good, real friends through Rumble, so I get a lot of support through there. Regiment is a huge reason why my follower count is so high. It's like probably 90+% the reason why my follower count on Twitch is so high, and that's after streaming 10 years on Twitch. My follower count on Rumble is after streaming about almost 2 years now on Rumble. So to put that in perspective, I am not a part of any communities that involve me with YouTube creators or Kick creators. X is a fairly new thing. I'm not really a part of any community there, so you can take that for what it is. If you think my communities are helped me to get where I am today, or if they don't, I'll leave that up to you. I cannot make ad revenue on any other platform other than Rumble. Reason being, I was affiliated with Twitch. I did not like some of the policies and how biased they are with their application of TOS. Perfect example is the Palestinian girl, whatever the heck she is, and her recent behavior on Twitch and what they did to punish her, and Asmongold is a perfect recent example of that. And then obviously Hassan always being the golden boy with all this. So I left their affiliate program, plus they were threatening to fine people for leaving the affiliate program after a certain date. I don't know if that ever went through, because I left before it went official, because I was not going to pay them to leave their program. That is not how I'm going to roll. So I'm not in an affiliate program. YouTube is next to impossible to get monetized. So I'm making absolutely zero money on YouTube. Kick is, I heard, is easier than YouTube and Twitch, but you're about to see, I made little to no headway in Kick, so I'm making no money on Kick either. Okay, X growth, when I talk about growth, I'm talking about the follower count, does not directly reflect streams. Honestly, most of my followers are from posts. I maybe have onesie twosies that happen during streams, but almost all of them are during because of posts I make during the day, not when I'm streaming. So keep that in mind when you look at the total number of followers I gained for the 1 month period. And then I've been streaming and promoting all platforms since September 30th on all my social medias. The only times I haven't been doing that, as an example of this stream today, Facebook, I don't promote it on there. I don't promote it on Instagram. I didn't promote it on Instagram, and I didn't promote it on Pinterest because those are all gaming and hobbies related, so I don't throw my non-gaming and hobby content on those platforms. But other than that, on a typical stream, because I do majority stream gaming, I post on I post on Twitter, Truth, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Locals. Every day, every single time I went live, I posted, and there's the links for each platform. My channel on each platform were provided, so if people didn't want to watch me on Rumble, they can easily watch me on the other platforms. What's next? I did not include the follower gained on my Rumble account. I have gained actually several followers on my Rumble account, but I have nothing that tracks that, because a lot of times the people that what usually happens is somebody follows my Rumble account, and then when they see me go live on a channel, they end up following that channel. The reason why I still have my Rumble account public is because I love the concept of having a landing page that shows all my channels. I break my channels down by my gaming, my hobbies, and then this channel, which is my podcast or how-to tutorial videos channel, or where I'm talking about that's not something not related to gaming or hobbies. And I hopefully someday Rumble will allow us to change our user account names, because I would change probably my user account to RECON1 TV Network, because it will encompass gaming, hobbies, and RECON1 TV, which is the home of the Let's Grab a Beer podcast, which is what you guys are all watching this on. Let's see. Not all my VoDs on Twitch or YouTube are public, and that's because of DCMA issues. That I did that intentionally, because whether you like it or hate it, I'm showing that that Rumble does not take down videos for DCMA violations unless, one, the owner contacts Rumble directly and makes a valid complaint against copyright infringement, or two, if we literally just straight up, like if I pulled up Spotify, started a playlist, and I just walked off and let it play over my stream, then Rumble's going to obviously punish me for doing that. But if I got music playing in the background while I'm talking and doing other stuff and gaming, as last time I checked, and they may be changing that, I don't know, but last time I checked, they do not take your they do not demonetize those videos / streams, and they do not take them down for copyright strike. Now, it does leave me opened up for issues later on down the road if companies start paying more attention to Rumble and they start forming complaints, and Rumble may have to take more action. So that's another disclaimer. Viewer counts have been updated as far as a day or two after the stream takes place. Couple reasons for that is Rumble's a little slow to update viewer counts sometimes by a day or two. Twitch is very slow updating their viewer counts. The stream I did last night at about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time still shows 0 viewers, even though I know I had viewers in the stream that night, because I have one guaranteed viewer in Twitch every single stream because of the stupid Streamlabs bot that's in there counts as a viewer. I do have one guaranteed viewer on Rumble every single time, because I always bring up my streams on my phone to make sure my streams are functioning properly and there are no issues. And also, like in instances like today where I can't see chat on my computer, I can at least watch chat on my phone. YouTube, I don't have a guaranteed view. Kick, I don't have a guaranteed view. Well, apparently there's a caveat to that. We're going to get to that in just a minute. And X, I don't get guaranteed views. I already read that, and that should be it for my disclaimers that I can recall at this moment. Oh, yeah. I could not actively track X chat accurately. Oh, sorry. X and Kick do not track average viewers. Kick does not track peak viewers. So there is no analytics to Kick at all. I don't understand why people complain about the UI and the dashboard of Rumble when Kick has not made an update since it's launched. In fact, since day one of me streaming or Kick, I think it was April or May last year, there's been, whenever I go live, tags coming soon has been there nonstop and with no announcements of any changes. So I still, if you guys want to complain about lack of updates and poor UIs, I don't know why nobody complains about Kick, because their UI is absolutely trash. It's very frustrating. The only thing I like about it is I can update the category and title of a stream before going live. That is a plus over Twitch. But that's the only thing I like about their UI. Other than that, the UI is absolute trash. It took me forever to be able to find my VoDs. I don't know if they were just not posting or they just not, what was going on. I said I could not actively track XChat. I can watch chat for Kick, Twitch, Rumble, and YouTube fairly easily. All right, and I got more talking points we're going to talk about now, but I've talked enough about this. Guys, if you're watching this as a VOD, the overlay is going to pop up, and I'm going to be flipping through the tabs as I talk through this now, because we're going to get into my tracker, and then I'm going to go through more things that I noticed, and then some assumptions. So I got things that are hard fact noticed with my own two eyes, and then things I'm assuming, and I have nothing to back it up or prove, that we'll discuss after I go through this tab, or these spreadsheets. So those watching on stream right now, we're going to go ahead and pull up my tracker that I built. I actually built this thing near the beginning of this year, and it's been growing and expanding as more things pop up that I'm curious about and people seem to complain about or be upset about or have questions about. What generated this whole episode today is the amount of people complaining about what seems to be a drop in ad revenue on Rumble, confusion between ad eligible and ads filled, and also the constant, non-stop, unvalidated, unsubstantial claims of view botting by Rumble itself on Rumble. Do bots exist on Rumble? Absolutely, they exist. They exist on every streaming platform. That's going to happen. This is the day and age we live in. Is Rumble directly botting? I do not think so, and we're going to get into why I think that. And I'm sure, again, I'm going to piss some people off. I'm going to hurt some feelings. There's some people very emotional and adamant about this, and they're going to call me whatever they feel like they call me because I disagree with them. I don't care. But the first tab we're looking at right here is the tab that I go back as far as March 23. And I say March 2023 because that's the first time I ever streamed on Rumble, to present, which is October. Today's October 26th, and we're almost 2 p.m. in the afternoon right now. So this is at the count is as current as 10 a.m. No, 11 a.m. this morning. So these counts, they may have changed since I updated this tracker, but they are current as of that moment. Oh, another thing I thought of last minute before going live, we're going to talk about engagements. One of the reasons why people think Rumble is view botting its channels to make it look better than it really is lack of engagement in stream. I'm going to get into my discussion of what I found in regards to that and why I think Rumble doesn't seem to have the engagement level everybody thinks they should for streams. Again, I'm going to hurt some feelings, piss some people off, and sure, probably, because there are fanatical people pro-Rumble and anti-Rumble, and I'm going to lose some friends with this. I know one way, or, okay, if I lose them, they were never friends. I'm going to lose followers because of this. All right, so the first tab, I'm going to break down. I have it color-coded for a reason. I have a legend at the bottom. So I got a yellow with partnered and an asterisk. Those are the streams I've been partnered, and or I was part of the Small Creators Program. And the column that has an asterisk and that's highlighted green, which is per views, it's rounded up. It may actually be less than 1 cent or 5 cents, but it rounded up to make it 5 cents because it was closer to that. Orange is how I calculated my raw view per video. So that is raw views divided by number of videos. Simple enough. The peach color is ad revenue divided by ads filled. So I have where I got my per view, I take the amount of money I made, which is in column C, that month, and I divided about the number of ad-filled views I got for that month, which is in column G. And the last color code for the main segment of this tab is ads filled divided by ads eligible. So there's a formula right here that calculates a percentage, and that is ad filled divided, it's self-explanatory. So it's column G divided by column F, and then column I is the result of that taking place. And that also applies to the annual recap to your right. So it's supposed to closely mirror that as much as possible. Excuse me, in case you guys have any questions. And then you can see on the right, that's my annual totals. It shows you the total amount of money I made in ad reads and ad revenue and my total number of views. The only thing it doesn't show is the total number of videos I have posted, because that's going to end up on another tab. So the things I want to highlight in this, in March of 23 was the first time I was ever featured. It's the biggest time I ever featured. I had 100,000 raw views and 52,000, almost 53,000 unique views. Out of those, almost 8,500 of those views were ad eligible, and ads filled were only 958. I'm going to get into why my focus on my camera is not doing great. So I apologize for the VoD, because it looks like it's going to be blurry. So I'm going to get into why I think ad fills are slightly lower, are incredibly a lot lower than ad eligible. And after I'm done going tab by tab, that month I had 11.2% ad fill rate. And the next time I was featured would be January of 2024, where I had 77,000 views that were raw, 30,000 views that were unique, 14,000 of those that were ad eligible, and only 1,600 of those that, or 17, well, we'll say 1,600 of those that were ad filled. My ad fill rate was 11.8% for that. For those who don't know, raw views is the number of time it's the total number of views you have. So like if I go to your stream, watch it for 30 minutes, leave, close out the window, come back, watch it again, that is 2 views by one person. Unique views is individual people watching your stream. So I am 1 unique view and 2 raw views. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible so you guys can understand. The next time I was featured, and the last time I was featured, which I'm not upset about, I'm just pointing it out, it was April of 24 of this year, where I had 34,000 views, raw views, 14,000 unique views, 6,500 ad eligible, and 1,500 ad filled, and my fill rate was 23%. So between those 3 features, the fill rate did increase, and I would say the highest fill rate I had was in July of this year, where I had 56% fill rate, which is incredible. I'm not sure how that happened or why that happened. And then it kind of drops down to, in August, we went to 47%, 37%, and currently for October, we're at 42%. In my opinion, compared to the ads I would get on Twitch, that is a decent fill rate. Granted, I haven't paid attention to ad revenue until recently. Again, that's all thanks to Rumble. So people who probably paid more attention to ad revenue, and maybe you get it on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and many other platforms, you probably see much better ad fill rates on those other platforms. That's perfectly fine. I'm just giving you my perspective so you guys can make your own opinions and go from there. One other disclaimer, like I said, no matter how bad, I won't say no matter, at the end of this, Rumble will be my main platform, and until they do something that really upsets me, which they have not and are not in danger of doing, Rumble will continue to be my main platform. I will still stream on the other platforms periodically, but it will not be consistent like it is on Rumble. So that if you guys want to accuse me of bias, there's that disclaimer out right there. And people have their beliefs at why I'm so biased, but it's because I like free speech. And Rumble is the most free speech platform out there. And I want them to continue to be that way, and I want them to succeed for that reason. It's not for the money for me. I absolutely would love to make money on here. That's why I'm tracking all this and have been for over a year now. because I would absolutely, dream would be that someday I can stop working full time and do this for a living and make money off of it. But it is a dream for a reason. As you guys can see how well I've been performing in ad revenue alone. And then I keep my subs public too, so you know how many subs I have too. There's no way for me to publicize rants, but I don't track how much I make in rants. I don't want to track how much I make in rants. If you guys want me to show that, I can. I have no concerns about sharing that information with you guys at all. It's nothing, again, I'm not trying to hide it or anything. It's just nothing. Not something I'm really concerned about because I'm a full-time employee right now, and that's my main concern for money at this time. My following and supporting of Rumble is strictly an ideological and moral reason. You guys can agree or disagree with. Sorry. I was hoping to avoid this, but they're flying into my eyes and my ears. Get that good old DEET. I think that would be enough with this tab. Like I said, so the highest fill rate I had was in July of 24. I had a 56% fill rate. And for 23, I've been as low as 9%, 9.5%, and as high as, so let me make sure I just look at my 23s, as high as 33%. And 24, I've been as low as 11%, almost 12%, and the highest I am is at 54%. So fill rates, I think, have gone up. And here, so based off of watching people talk online, conversations I've heard of bigger streamers on other platforms talk about ad revenue in general, and also talking to some accounts on Rumble that are directly working for Rumble, why I think ad filled versus ad eligible versus ad filled are so drastically different. Just because a person is eligible to get an ad, and that means they're not doing ad blockers, they're not a premium user, and they watch long enough to generate an ad. I think those are what constitute as ad eligible views. The reason why they don't always get filled is they watched long enough to be eligible, but they did not watch long enough to be filled. They had a blocker that prevented them. No, I just said if they had an ad blocker, they're probably not ad eligible. The other reason why I think ad filled is so much lower than ad eligible, and it makes perfect sense, especially what I hear from other creators and bigger creators on YouTube specifically, have been complaining about ad revenue has dropped. I won't say by how much because they didn't really give a number, but they said it's noticeably dropped on YouTube, and the belief is the economy is trash. Companies can't afford to dump as much money into ads as they used to. Just because you're eligible to receive a view, there may not be enough ads available to generate a view when you are at an ad-filled view on your stream and or video. If that makes sense, it's like there's not enough supply. You're like, well, it's digital, it's unlimited. No, what I've learned when I buy ads on Twitter, I ask for how many days I want it to run, how many people I want to reach, and there's like a third option I can pick. And I tell them, and that generates how much I'm going to pay for the ad to be placed, because I promote tweets on Twitter quite often. I actually haven't done it since the DNC after Trump was assassinated, or assassination attempt was made on Trump, and Kamala took over for Biden. Was installed, by the way. Kamala was installed. She was not elected or selected. I ran a promoted tweet during the DNC asking Kamala supporters why they supported Kamala, and like I said, I said this is how much I want to spend, this is how many people I want to reach, and this is how long I want to run. So it set limitations on how many people are going to be able to see that ad. So if a lot of advertisers, which Rumble struggles with advertisers to begin with because a lot of companies don't want to work with Rumble, and those that do are nowhere near as big as Budweiser, Sam Adams, Ford, GMC, Chevy, Dunkin' Donuts, so they can't afford to just dump money in there. So even though your viewer was eligible to receive an ad, the stock in ad didn't have enough quantity to fill an ad at that particular time when that viewer watched. May not be all the time. A claim by Lumpy, which he has not provided any proof to back this up, and we're going to get into this in a minute, is if your viewer is not engaging in your video and or chat, like likes, comments, chatting, follows, they don't generate, they're less likely to generate an ad. So even though they're eligible to receive an ad, if they're not engaging you with any way, shape, or form, you will not be receiving ads. They will not receive an ad, and you will not get ad revenues. I have 5 minutes left before I have to stop this recording again. So there is some evidence to support what he said, but nothing enough to say he's completely accurate. And we're going to get to that in the stream engagement tab that I have on this spreadsheet that those are live on. And then again, you guys are going to see a screenshot of. Another thing is a lot of people who watch on TV, they don't necessarily sign in, and I have not heard anybody make this claim. This is an assumption on my part. An assumption is those who are watching on the phone app or the TV app or the Xbox app and they don't sign into the Rumble account, they're not going to generate an ad. This is an assumption on my part. Rumble has not told me this. I have not had any big creators on Rumble tell me this. This is just an assumption. I don't think it holds a lot of weight, but it's something to put out there to think about. So keep that in mind. When we get into the conversation of ad revenue. The next tab we're going to get into is stream engagement. And in the stream engagement, you can see since October 1st all the way to October 25th, excluding this stream, because the stream is taking place on the 26th. It's kind of hard to track ad revenue for something that's actively running. I swear, if that is a very blurry video, I'm going to be upset. I can tell the autofocus is tracking my face, so it should be working, but I have a bad feeling it's not working. It looks blurry on the small screen. Squirrel moment. I apologize. So, I highlighted in these particular columns specific streams where I had the most ad revenue. So on, what was this? On October 4th, I had 11 chatters, 13 likes, 1 comment with a total engagement of 25 and an engagement rate of 8.8%, making 18 cents on that video. I made 18 cents on that video. On a stream that I had 16 chatters, so that's 11 October, 16 likes, 1 comment, I also made 18 cents. An engagement rate of 8.5%, 8.5%. The highest engagement rated stream I had was on October 22nd. I had a 27% engagement rate, and I only made 5 cents. So, again, I should have caveated, I am no mathematician. I always sucked at math. It was always a problem. I am not good at statistics or analytics. I'm specifically providing you guys detail and information, and you guys can formulate. If you're smarter than me and can look at this and formulate what you think is good or bad, you absolutely can. Another example I highlighted is streams that made the exact same amount of ad revenue had different engagement rates. So this one right here for the 10th of October. So this one was at during the afternoon, and then the next stream I had was that same night. I had, for the afternoon stream, I had a 5.5% engagement rate. In the evening stream, I had a 2% engagement rate, and they both made 7 cents. The BG music is stating that there was background music playing, and when I say background, it's like copyrighted, like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, you know, like music from corporate music. I did that to see if copyrighted music could affect ad revenue, and as you can see, my highest ad revenue streams had copyrighted music playing. And then in the final columns, I have total ad revenue earned for the month. Now, you guys probably saw on the Rumble ad revenue tab, I made $1.27 in ad revenue for the month of October. But if you go to my stream engagement tab, I only made $1.29. I have to probably, and this is something else we're going to point out, and this is why it's $1.29. the Halo Halloween stream that happened on Thursday this week with Amasaku, Oh Hi Mark, and a few other Rumble creators. The next day said I made 3 cents in ad revenue. It's now down to 1 cent in ad revenue. So I intentionally left it at 3 in my tracker to point this out. It's something I did notice. Like the day after the stream, I somehow have higher ad revenue, but a couple days later, I'm down to 1 cent. So I've dropped by 2 cents in ad revenue. I've seen that a few times. I will say one thing. Rumble definitely has a glitch in the statistics tracking, unless some of you from Rumble can explain how this is happening. I haven't been able to accurately capture this because I would absolutely love sending. All right, guys, I was not paying attention, and the camera stopped recording in the middle of that sentence. One thing I was saying is I have absolutely noticed that there's something wrong with the analytics of Rumble. Where, like I said, the day after I did the the Halo stream with the guys, I had 3 cents in ad revenue, and now I'm down to 1 cent as of today. I don't know how that happened or why that happened. I also noticed a stream a couple days ago where I had one of my highest revenue streams this month, and then it just dropped down to like 5 cents. So I haven't been able to accurately capture that to get evidence to send to Rumble Studios or Rumble support, because I absolutely would love to show them this. Like their statistics change specifically in the ad revenue regularly. Now, it doesn't happen for every single stream, but it has happened 3 or 4 times in my time of doing this month in October. So keep that in mind when you see your ad revenue not look that great. Something is not right with the tracking, and I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's maybe a sponsor or somehow something scrubbed my stream and I did something a particular sponsor's ad played and they didn't like what I said or did, and then the revenue got stripped from me. I don't know. I doubt that. That makes no sense because the ad already played. I don't know. I doubt that that's the reason. I think there's something wrong with the analytics. Now, I do know Rick is currently working on revamping the analytics. Chris wants it out before the end of this year. They have a whole bunch more detail that's going to be provided in the analytics page, and hopefully more spelled out so you better understand what you're looking at and what you're reading. That, again, is supposed to be happening by the end of this year. But yeah, there's my engagement tab right there for y'all to look at, so you can read through that. And like I said, if you're watching in the recording, it's popped up on the screen, probably right in here. And you can look at it, and also I'll have a link to my most recent tweet where I provide a screenshot of these tabs for you to look at, because the month of October is not over yet. October 31st is when I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to keep tracking as long as I'm creating a Rumble or until the analytics page improves. I'm going to keep doing my own tracking of my own statistics. I just won't be able to analyze it very well. I'm not very smart. It's to, when situations like this, so I can provide it, people can look at it, and then formulate their own opinions on it. The next tab we're on is stats by channel. I need to put my umbrella up. Hopefully that will block the sun a little. All right, there we go. Yep, there we go. I can look over here easier. Hi, Zeus. My dogs are out here. Bella's over there, and Zeus is right here. Hey, buddy. So this is all time, by the way. So RECON1 TV Gaming has apparently 266 videos on it. I have a total of 13,579 ad eligible. This is not my raw and uniques. You were like, well, you had like a 99,000 or over 100,000 views for the month of March in 2023. You're right, but those aren't my ad eligible views. So I have had almost 14,000 ad eligible views of all time on RECON1 TV Gaming, and I've made a total of $155.50 in ad revenue. That's ad revenue specifically. That's not rants, that's not subs, that's ad revenue, and that is all time. RECON1 TV Hobbies, where I stream a little less, you can see 266 compared to 82. I've had 3,243 ad eligible views. My earnings are at $15. Excuse me. My RECON1 TV channel, which is this one that you guys all see right now, has 30 videos. So about 52 videos less than, not about, it is 52 videos less than hobbies, with a total of 443 ad eligible views at $2.21. Not really a whole lot to dig into this. This is just to give you a big picture of everything combined into one, so you guys can look at that. I believe we're getting to the point we're going to stop talking about ad revenue. We're going to get into growth on Rumble. So this is as far back as 6 June of this year. These are every single streams and uploads I've done on Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and X since June 6th. That's about the time Rumble Studios became more viable. Not, I won't say it was viable, but more viable for gaming streamers to be able to multi-stream on. So I started trying it out, and I've been multi-streaming on or using Rumble Studios pretty much for every single stream, with the exception of 2 or 3 where I had some issues where I couldn't get it to work properly, since June of 6th of this year. So this is all the statistics for those streams. Unfortunately, it's a lot, so it takes up a lot of space. So that's why at this point, like I said, this is September 30th right here, the Model Mondays, and you can see this is the Twitch column. To kind of explain this in case I didn't do well with the labeling, this is the average viewer I had while live on Twitch. This is the max number of viewers I had while live on Twitch. And total views is just the total views that VoD has received, whether live or otherwise. And then Twitch plus or minus, on which you can see followers right there, tells you how many followers I gained per one of those streams. So as you can see in Twitch, I can easily fill all of that out. Kick average while live, not tracked. Not even by Kick itself, because Kick is garbage. I'm going to keep calling it garbage. Kick max, not tracked. I don't know the max number of live viewers I had at one time. I can tell you the total number of views, and this is the interesting part that I was noticing. I told you I had one guaranteed view for Twitch and Rumble for every single stream I had, whether it's because I had my chat bot in Twitch, or it was because I was watching on my phone or another means. Kick, if you look at this, I have so far streamed a total of 22 times. Out of those 22 streams, let's get this highlighted. So it's the only way I can do math on the spot. I have averaged, out of those 22 streams, 18 of them had an exactly 4 view count. What I find interesting about that, every single one of those streams, I never had a chatter. And we're going to get into this with specifically when we talk about chat engagement and stream engagement on Rumble, where people think of Rumble as view botting. So every single one of for 18 out of 22 streams, I had 4 viewers. In fact, I only went below 4 once, and that was on, I don't have the dates here. That was my War Thunder stream this week. I only had 2 viewers. All the streams have been 4+ views on Kick. Every single time. That, with no chatting, no followers, nothing. Just 4 straight viewers, guaranteed, almost with all but one stream. And then obviously I have my follower growth, because that's not hard to track. And like I said, you can't track X average viewers while live, because that's not how they do it at all, period, dot. There's no way to do that. But I can tell you the total live views I had while streaming, or the total views I have in general. So I don't know really how to interpret X's viewerships that well. Maybe somebody smarter than me can tell me that, but the way I understand it, the max viewers for X is like the number of individual people watching a stream, and then the total views is just how many times that a person or two may have watched your stream. So it could be one person that watched that particular stream 3 or 4 times to give me higher view counts. And then obviously X has had the most. By the way, green means the highest for that particular stream. Yellow is obviously it's like second place, and red is they were last place or just straight up ill performing. And then YouTube was pretty easy to do because YouTube is actually a proper platform that you can properly track the analytics, arguably better than Rumble. Hopefully when Rumble updates their analytics page, it will get better for them too, and hopefully maybe they'll even surpass YouTube's analytics. A lot of you may not care about analytics. I do, because it tells me if I'm doing better or worse in my streaming, if I need to make myself more entertaining, if I need to make some adjustments in content. And that's one thing I want to make note, like my streams that did the best on YouTube are my Batman Arkham Origin streams, and then the second best streams were my Crisis streams. My Crisis streams did phenomenal on YouTube, and then my Batman Arkham Origin streams have done the best on YouTube so far. Rumble, it's all over the place, and you can argue it's because I have a better community on Rumble, which, well, again, we'll get into that in just a little bit. We're at 10 minutes? Okay, cool. And then we're going to get to Rumble, which you can see Rumble has the most green for average viewers, total live views, and total views, and actually even, I say X is beating in followers, but we're going to say X follower count doesn't necessarily count because my posting affects my followership more than my streams do. So Rumble beats in every single category on average. And I have summarized this. And once again, we still have, what, 5 or 4 days left to the month? This is 6. We have 5 days left to the month, if we're including today. So it may change, who knows. So 1 month viewer average. Twitch, I have an average of 1 viewer. YouTube, I have an average of 60.69 giggity viewers. And then Rumble, I've had it's also 69, but it's 6.9 if we round up. I average 7 viewers total for the month of October. X and Kick. Sorry, guys, I have no way to track that, and I'm not going to sit there and psychoanalyze all my streams at all times and do the math to figure out my average viewers. If they're not going to offer the analytics, I'm not going to waste my time to figure it out. Followers gained. I started the month of October on Twitch. Again, it took me 10 years to get 435 followers, and that's a large part of it was because of Regiment. I was also part of B42 Gaming, which that gave me a decent amount, and my charity events through StackUp.org gave me a lot of my followers. So again, people are like, well, you have an unfair advantage on Rumble. No, I also have an unfair advantage on Twitch, but I'm still outperforming Twitch. A 10-year career on Twitch is being outperformed by a 2-year career on Rumble. So, and being involved, we're going to get into that conversation too, because we'll be like, you're just a favorite of Rumble. I have some observations of those who make such accusations about people succeeding on Rumble. But anyway, so I have gained 7 viewers for the month of October on Twitch. Kick, this is I've been streaming on Kick about the same amount of time as Rumble, more consistently on Rumble, not very consistent on Kick, so you can take that as it is. I hardly streamed a Kick because I didn't take it. There was actually a period I couldn't stream on Kick for like 3 months last year, and I couldn't figure it out. It just would not let me stream on Kick. And then finally, I emailed support. They said the whole thing was wrong, then magically I was able to stream. I didn't change any of my settings or anything. I just magically was able to stream. But when I started October, I had 11 followers. I now have 14, and that is as of 10 of this morning. So if it's changed since, I can't really tell you guys. Obviously, I'm live right now on Kick. I'm actually multi-streaming right now, again, to further prove a point about growth across the platforms. Only gained 3 followers on Kick. Not a part of any Kick streaming communities at all, or communities of any kind that involve with Kick. So you could say that's probably the reason why I don't grow that well. And I would say you are correct. And again, this is because I made a particular observation of some individuals making accusations about growth on Rumble, specifically. X, I started off with 1,599 followers. I now have 1,629. Actually, I think I have more than that now. When I was making the post to let you guys know I was live, I had about, I have 1,641 followers, so that count needs to be updated. But again, that is not directly related to my streams on X. That is just because of my constant engagement and interaction on X, and mainly my politics. When I get involved with political posting on X, that's how I grow the most on X. So, take that for what it is. But I'm not going to cut it out because you could show that I gained before I went live today. I gained 42 plus followers the month of October. YouTube, I started the month of October. So I have 3 channels on YouTube as well. I have my hobbies channel, I have my gaming channel, and I have the channel that, if anybody's watching on YouTube right now, I have the YouTube channel, the RECON1 TV channel, for my more political, non-gaming, non-hobbies related content. The follower count specifically is for my gaming channel on YouTube because all the other channels did not gain a single follower when multi-streaming. In their defense, I also don't stream there nearly as much as I do gaming, so again, keep that in mind. I'm also not involved with any communities for YouTube. I don't have any gaming communities, I don't have any charity communities, I don't have YouTube communities. I'm not involved in any YouTube communities. The only YouTube creator I talk to on the regular, like big name creator, is Flodzilla, and even then we don't talk that much anymore. And it's not because we fell out or anything. We just don't talk that much, and we didn't like have full-on conversations. We just interacted with each other on Twitter, on Twitch, because he streams on Twitch. I've interacted with him on Rumble. I've interacted with him on YouTube. I've interacted with his wife on Twitch quite a bit and on X. So that's the closest to a community on YouTube that I have. And even then, I still gained plus 14 followers. And that, again, with no community involvement. Rumble Gaming, I started off with 560 followers. I'm now at, well, again, this is Rumble Gaming specifically, not my other 2 channels. I have 579 followers. I gained 19 plus followers. And that, again, I'm being involved with the community. So my growth is doing better on Rumble. However, you can argue my involvement of community and my regular promoting of Rumble up before, more than the other platforms up before the month of October, has probably helped me gain those 19 plus followers and give me an advantage over YouTube. YouTube is just completely organic. There's nothing involving with community got me that growth. So I am 5 more than YouTube, and that's just on one channel. Hey, YouTube, stop. I have, like I said, very active with the community on Rumble that has helped me grow quite a bit. And there's one other advantage, which is a fault of the platforms for why I'm outperforming on Rumble than I am on any other platform, and we'll get into that once I finish discussing this last tab right here. And then Rumble Hobbies, my Hobbies channel, and this channel that you guys are currently watching the stream on. I started Hobbies with 129 followers in this podcast channel. Before going live today, the beginning of October, I had 54 followers. I now have 140 followers on Hobbies. And before going live today, I had 57 followers here. I don't know if the app does a good job. It still says 57, so if it's grown in followership, I haven't seen it yet. So I have gained 11 plus followers. Were you chewing on my hose? Do you need water, buddy? Okay, give me a second, Bug, and I'll go get you some water, okay? I gained 11 followers on Hobbies and 3 followers on this channel that you guys are watching this video and or stream on. The total viewers, these are raw views. These are not unique views. The total views I've had across all the platforms, 155 on Twitch, 91 on Kick, and 185 on X, 765 on YouTube, and 2,904 views. Now, you guys, again, if you go back to this tab, and you guys are like, well, your viewership says 3,926. Streams and videos I posted back in like September and older are actually still gaining views. I've actually had one from August that showed up in this month when I was looking at my ad revenue per video for the month of October. Videos uploaded and streamed prior to October are still gaining views and ad revenue. So that's why that viewer count is higher than what it's showing here. Because one of the biggest complaints of Rumble before they started implementing the algorithm is that once you stream, that video is done performing. After the stream is over, that video is not going to perform anymore. Well, obviously something has changed because the month of October, for the streams and videos I did in October, I am just shy of 3,000 views, raw views. But if you go back here, the month of October, I'm at shy of 4,000 views, raw views. So Rumble's algorithm appears to be working, because I've noticed, me personally, again, this is my personal experience for my channels, I have noticed an improvement since the implementation of the algorithm. Again, take that for what it will. For you, you can claim bias, unfairness, botting, blah, 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 and this is where we're going to go ahead and segue into the botting thing. I actually was talking gaming on Rumble. Chris Blavatsky heard Silver Fox's video posted on X, it was last week. I don't remember what day it was. And because Chris Blavatsky is now starting to shift more focus on gaming and has created an official account on Rumble or on Twitter for Rumble Gaming. Like, it is managed by a Rumble staffer. It is not some random person that made their own community, like the Restream Kick guys, the guys that says, I want to find new channels to follow, post your links down below. It's not some random dude doing this. This is actually done by Rumble staffers themselves, and they're not just doing the, I want to find new channels to follow, post your links below. They're engaging with followers, or with streamers. They are answering questions for streamers. They're retweeting streamers. They're even bringing streamers to the spotlight, which we've been asking Chris to do for a long time. Now he's finally doing, which is fantastic. I know, buddy, you need some water. Twitch, Kick, and YouTube are not doing that. There's no, as far as I know, there are no official accounts that are doing this. Now, it is easier for Rumble to do this because the gaming community on Rumble is smaller. However, it is growing massively fast. I have seen so many people this week alone talk about coming to Rumble to stream for gaming. And that is fantastic. I just hope it holds out. I hope this doesn't flame out before the end of the year and gaming goes back to the way it was before Silver made his video being upset about the growth on Rumble for gaming. Because Rumble, let's face it, its bread and butter is politics. And during one of the biggest, if not the biggest election of my lifetime, possibly the biggest election of this country, Rumble is going to outperform massively in politics, and that's where they're going to make their most money. So I cannot fault Chris for putting a lot of emphasis, or his staff putting a lot of emphasis on politics, because this is one, they're getting the message out that would normally be stifled by YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, well, not so much Twitter anymore now that Elon took over. The messages are being able to be heard, whether they are very extreme, outlandish, insane ideas, or they're actually level-headed, well-founded, and fact-based. There was a bird right behind my head. Fact-based views. They're able to be heard now because of Rumble. So this is why I'm supporting Rumble, regardless of how well they perform compared to other platforms, is because I support Chris's goals. I support what he's doing for this country. And Chris is actually from Canada, and a lot of his staff is from Canada. Rumble originally started in Canada and has moved to Florida because as of right now, America is the only bastion for free speech and freedom of expression. So he's doing his best to make sure that stays as long as, sorry, I just saw somebody in chat. Volts, I'll respond to you in just a second. I'm currently recording this VoD that's going to post up later. But anyway, maybe lose my train of thought. Basically what I was trying to say, I'm going to support Rumble as long as they continue to support freedom of speech and freedom of expression, because they're American through and through, and I believe in the Constitution for what it is. And I believe the First and Second Amendment, out of all the amendments, are probably the most important amendments, because without those, everything else will just fall apart and fade off into the silence. So, and as long as Chris stands by those morals and values, and he doesn't give in to corporations or governments, I will stand by him with that. I know there's a couple of trolls out there going to be like, what about the chat censor? First of all, it's not hidden, it's not secret, it's actually in the FAQ, or in the TOS. If you chatters cannot violate certain things. And he explained this at least 2 times by my recollection now, that the app stores are forcing him to have the chat censor, and he can't avoid it unless he wants to remove the app from the app stores. So, and then everybody's like, well, the other apps don't seem to be as restrictive. Well, Rumble is not being treated the same. That should be blatantly obvious to a lot of you, but a lot of sycophants and psychopaths out there don't give a damn about the truth. They just want to see it burn because they're butthurt because they feel betrayed by Rumble themselves. There's quite a few of you out there. They kind of faded off into the silence now because I think people stopped paying attention to them and they're now irrelevant and nobody cares about them. So that is helped that go into the silence. But I got 6 minutes left until this video stops recording. I'm going to go stop it, get my dog some water because he wants some water, and then I'm going to start up the recording again. I will respond to you, Volts, before I start recording. I mean, you only said one thing real quick. I just want to make sure I acknowledge you. And then we'll continue the conversation. I'm going to move on to view botting. I know, again, this is what happens when I don't script. And then we're going to wrap it up with my observations and my assumptions and then my final thoughts on this beer, which, if you can tell, almost 2 hours of recording, and I'm still at 4-pack, so that should tell you something about the beer. It's not great. It's probably one of my least favorites in doing this podcast. So let me go ahead and stop the recording, get my dog some water, and then we'll start recording again. All right, guys, sorry about that. I had to use the bathroom again. I've been drinking a lot more water because I'm trying to take my health more seriously. I was over 200 pounds this year. I'm now down to 194, so that's awesome. And I'm hoping to continue in that way. So I'm offsetting my alcohol intake with water. And also, you guys may have seen or joined the RECON1 Tier Operator Program, where if you use my code RECON1 at checkout at RECON1.com, you can save up to 20% off your order for dry goods. If you do a liquid good or wet goods, you're not going to save money off of it. Fair warning. However, I will still get a 10% commission off your order. So it's a way for you to save money and support the channel. But I've been using their MRE products, their natural food protein shakes, where they don't do whey or soy or anything like that. It's straight like fish, chicken, beef. I'm doing the pumpkin spice one. I'm mixing it in my coffee for breakfast every morning because I want to be a basic bitch for the month of October like everybody else is. And ever since I started that, I lost almost 6 pounds since I started that. So, and I haven't even started working out yet. I've been a huge user of their Total War pre-workout, and I absolutely love it. I recently discovered the RECON1 energy drinks. They're sugar-free. I absolutely despise anything sugar-free, but their energy drinks, no joke, have been my favorite sugar-free energy drinks. Their California something or the other, I can't remember the name, is my favorite. The Frosted Freedom, or Freedom Frost, is my second favorite. Third favorite is the Baja Bomb. So if you guys want to check this, you won't save money if you use my code at checkout for the energy drinks or the liquid Total Wars. But I will get a 10% commission, so that's a way for you guys to save money. The links are down in the description, by the way, if you guys want to do that. But anyway, sorry, enough about that. We're going to wrap this up. So we're going to talk about view botting. I'm going to hurt some feelings. I'm going to piss some people off, and people that aren't friends or are pretending to be friends will more than likely will more than likely unfollow me and or block me after I make this comment. I'm going to go ahead and start off. I'm going to tell you how I got to this conclusion. I do not think Rumble itself is view botting to make their platform look better than it really is. I do not think they are. Do I think channels on Rumble view bot to make them look bigger than they are? Absolutely. I do. I believe they do. And when Rumble catches them and there's hard evidence that they are view botting, Rumble absolutely 100% removes channels that are violators of the view botting. So, one thing I'm going to pull up, I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. We're going to stop sharing on Studios and we're going to go into Twitter. One thing I'm going to bring up, I got involved in a conversation with Gaming on Rumble, again, an official Rumble account on Twitter, started by Chris Pavlovsky, managed by one of his staff members. I have my suspicions who I think it is, but I don't know, and I'm not going to make any. I'm not going to make my claims on who I think it is. But why can I find my bookmarks? Y bookmarks. Okay. Did I put it in Let's Grab a Beer? I think I put it in Let's Grab a Beer. I did not. Is it in my regular bookmarks? That's what this is. So organized, I promise. I swore I bookmarked this yesterday, but apparently I didn't. That is for Joe Rogan. That is for that. Oh, there we go. So Silver Fox, once again, it was actually a creator that he knew that was featured by Rumble. But a lot of people, when you stream to Rumble Studios, fail to realize you can't just click stop streaming on your OBS. You actually have to go into Rumble Studios. You have to hit wrap up and leave, and then, or you hit end stream, then you have to hit wrap up and leave to officially end your stream. You can keep Rumble or OBS running. It's just going to generate an error. But if you don't do the end stream, wrap up and leave, your stream is still going to be live on Rumble, and it's going to be the blank Rumble logo. It's going to be a Rumble logo in dead center of a navy blue screen. So he had over 700 views. Tommy's podcast fell victim to this, by the way. And I don't know Tommy podcast personally. I've seen him since the last Small Creators Program. I don't think he's personally view botting, and I definitely don't think Rumble is view botting. But this creator that Silver pointed out, Silver made a post producing another promo like this. Why did I... Oh, that's right. Let me minimize my messages so I can see this. Silver Fox, and you guys may have realized when I start talking about people bringing things to light or complaining about things, I'm not mentioning their names. There's a reason for that. And it's not no disrespect to that individual. It's because I don't want to bring attention to... There are some sycophants that are pro-Rumble that will attack people for having a negative view on Rumble. And I do not support that, because even though I am pro-Rumble, there are valid criticisms of Rumble, and people should be allowed to voice their opinions, especially if they're confused by something. And if you're going to attack and insult a person over this, then you're in the wrong. So for certain people, I will not mention their names. If I know you well enough and I think you can handle it, if someone came after you, then I will give you the credit to mention your name, or if you give me permission to mention your name, I will. I don't have a whole lot of respect for Silver Fox. I do have some respect for Silver Fox in some aspect. He's also one of the bigger gaming streamers on Rumble. So I know he can handle it if people come after him, because people come after him all the time for various reasons. So I know he can handle it. Silver Fox made a post about, I love my man, I can't see his name because the screen on my laptop is so dark, but he accidentally left his stream open for last night, and Gaming on Rumble features him this morning. It's just a Rumble logo. Who's deciding these? This is a bad look. So he's not complaining about view botting. Accusations of view botting happened after his post. That Rumble itself was view botting. The complaints. His complaint is Rumble featured something that supposedly wasn't actually live when they were featured. In his mindset, what I'm understanding from his post is that they saw his buddy streaming. Rumble didn't open his stream to see what he's doing. They just featured him. That was not accurate. And I was trying to get this because I responded to Silver. I retweeted Silver and I liked his post. So I'm going to be transparent because now you can't see likes anymore. Because it is a bad look, regardless of the reason of how that happened. It is still a bad look for Rumble, especially with the accusations of view botting being thrown out. So I liked and retweeted it, because I agreed with him on that aspect of his post. So I responded to him, am I missing something? I don't see it in editor's picks at all. Is there another area to be featured? Because I didn't know if Rumble made a new area to specifically feature gaming streamers, and that's what Silver was talking about. I didn't see him editor's picks, which is where featured streams and videos normally end up, is in editor's picks. And so Gaming on Rumble responded, was removed from picks again when something is featured. So before I read their response, this is what I was getting at when I was asking, because I was looking to see when this guy was originally featured. Because I don't think Silver realized, and maybe he does, and just some reason it didn't click in his head when he made this post. When you're featured, your video as long as you don't violate any TOS or any other or cause any other issues, your video remains in editor's picks for all eternity. My first editor's pick feature back in March of 2023, is still in editor's picks. You're just gonna have to scroll through a shit ton of pages to find it, but it's still in editor's picks. So what happens is Rumble will feature you, and you will remain under the editor's picks until they have a reason to remove you from it. It doesn't automatically get removed. They have to manually remove you for whatever reason. In this case, Gaming and Rumble, their response, again, when something is featured and there is dead air on stream, the viewers from that previous featured video are redirected to it. Many are anonymous and coming from TV apps. This is why I was thinking that you can have ad eligible views, and if they're on the TV app, they're not generating the view ads. I have Rumble Premium, so I never generate views, and I am logged into every single Rumble app I have because I have certain people I actually like to watch and follow. So if I'm going to bring them up on the app, I want to be able to bring them up on the app, no matter where it is. But not everybody does that. So, and I knew this. I knew there's one time I was featured after a very large streamer, and when their stream ended, all their viewers came to my stream. So what happens is you got the first person featured for the day. They generate X amount of views. Next person is just featured. When this person ends, all the viewers move to this feature automatically on its own. It's like a raid. It's like an official Rumble raid per se. And then when this person ends, for those that are still watching, we'll move over to this person's feature. And it keeps getting passed on the line. Obviously, it eventually gets watered down because people if they're watching Dan Bongino, they're not going to want to watch Silver Fox punch a punching bag on his gaming stream. And that's not a dig at Silver Fox. People watching Dan Bongino are not gaming viewers. So they're going to go over to a Silver Fox stream when he's featured and be like, I'm going to drop off. And if they're watching on the TV app, if anybody has not used the Xbox TV app, there's no way to chat on there. And to be able to like and follow is kind of hidden. Somebody that's used to doing stuff on TV apps notices that. So if I like something, I know to like. But not everybody does it. I've even watched a stream that was featured, fell asleep, woke up, and I was on a completely different stream. And I don't know how long I was there because I was asleep. I don't know how long I was in their stream. So I could have been watching the entire stream, never chatted, never liked, never dropped a follow. So I woke up, saw it, just shut off my TV, and went right back to sleep. So that is a possibility. Now people will be like, well, YouTube has a lot of engagement when they stream. So I told you my Batman Arkham Origins streams. I'm going to have to share my screen again on Rumble Studios. So give me one quick second once I find that tab again. Share screen, window. Go back to this, share. So if we go back to this, perfect, this tab, my highest YouTube viewed stream is a Batman Arkham Origins stream, and I had 203 viewers. So that was this stream right here. You guys can go look it up yourself. That was Batman Arkham Origins. I put the full title here for this reason. And the title of that stream is Batman Arkham Origin, Arkham Series Dash. I am the Batman Michael Keaton wishes he could have been. And the reason why I said that, because that was the time Michael Keaton was insulting people for not voting for Kamala and blah, blah, blah. Typical, I'm a celebrity that is either on the Epstein list or in the Diddy tapes. So I'm being held hostage, blink twice for help situation. So that was that stream. I had 203 views on my RECON TV gaming channel on YouTube for that stream. My highest single day stream view. I have videos that have much higher viewers, but in one stream, that's the highest I've ever received on YouTube. You know how many chatters I had? I had 2 chatters. You know how many likes I got on that stream? In fact, actually, let me pull this up so you guys don't call bullshit on it. I will go ahead and actually pull this up for you. I'm going to have to open up another hot Chrome tab. Hold on. RECON TV Gaming. I'll show you guys this on screen so you can see it, so you know I'm not bullshitting you. Oh, it's actually what I'm on right now. Sorry, my bad. So we got to go to YouTube. And again, I'll have a screenshot for those who are watching the VoD after the fact, so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is YouTube. I'm not. Oh, Joe Rogan's live right now too. I'm right beside him. Look at that. I'm so popular on YouTube. Okay, all right. So I went to view channel. I wanted to go to my. No, stop. I want to switch account. YouTube Studio. I'm sorry about the music you guys are randomly hearing. Or actually, I don't know if you guys can hear it. So I'm going to go to my content. I'm going to go to my live. And we got that Batman. So I'll go ahead and share the screen with those who are watching live right now. Maybe. Stop screen sharing. Share screen. YouTube Studio. There you go. This is my RECON TV Gaming. So you know I'm not lying about this. My stream I did last night, 68 views. Look at that. And if I scroll to the right, 0 comments. I had 1 chatter last night. 1 like. You go to that Batman stream, which is at 206 views now. I had 4 chatters, 5 likes. How many followers did I gain from that stream? 3. I gained 3 followers from that stream. So I had 203 people, now 206 people watch my stream. I've only had 5 likes, 4 chatters, 0 comments, and 3 follows. So, again, my numbers are higher on Rumble for that. Well, actually, it's lower. So on that stream for Rumble, I had 147 views. And if I go to my engagement tab, I got to stop stream again so you guys can see this. Or stop sharing screen. The plane. Alright, there's the spreadsheet. If we go to my stream engagement tab for that stream, which is I'm the Batman, October 23rd. So you guys can look it up both on YouTube and Rumble right now. I had, like I said, I have 157 views. Well, that's 100. It was 147 at the time of recording. So these are locked. The day after, I'll update the views. Anything past that, I stopped updating the views. This is a different analytics. We're trying to track stream engagement and video engagement. I have 157 views, 62 unique. We're not going to worry about that because that's not. I don't track that and. YouTube. I had 13 chatters, I had 10 likes, and I had 1 comment. 24 total engagements. I only had 9 total, well, including followers, so we'll include followers. So we had 12 total engagements on YouTube. If we include followers that day, I don't think I actually got any followers on Rumble that day. I got 2 followers. So we had 26 total engagement in that stream on Rumble. YouTube with 206 views now, I only had 12 engagement. So is YouTube view botting? Is YouTube view botting to fake their numbers? Now you can be like, you're some small pathetic account on YouTube. That's not a good comparison. I think it's a very fair comparison. You can call me a liar. You can call me biased. You can call me a cuck. You can call me a simp. You can call me whatever you want. In my opinion, I think it's a pretty decent comparison for engagement of live streams on YouTube compared to Rumble. On Twitch, for that particular stream, we'll go back to that one. For Twitch itself, which is the platform I have the second most followers on, excluding X, for that stream, I had 3 total views, 0 followers. There's no other way to engage with my chat or my stream at that point. There's no comments. There's no likes. So I only had 3 engagement. I didn't even have an engagement actually. I had 0. I didn't have any chatters that stream. So I had no chatters. I gained no new followers. There's no comments. There's no likes. I have 450 something viewers or followers on Twitch. Granted that you're like 3 followers, but 0 engagement. Okay, that seems about fair. Only 3 views, 0 engagement. That seems pretty fair. Actually, 2 views because one of them is an actual bot, legitimate. It's my bot. And you could say 146 views because 1 was me, and then which I definitely engaged with my own chat or stream all the time. I used to like every one of my streams. Now I don't do that anymore. YouTube, no guaranteed viewer, 203 views. I only gained 3 followers, had 4 chatters. 5 likes, 0 comments. Again, I'll just give the facts. you guys can agree or disagree with me. This is why I don't think Rumble is itself is view botting. Are there view bots on Rumble? Absolutely, positively. I get people on there all the time trying to sell me growth, like views. They're trying to sell me view bots. They're trying to sell me new followers. They're trying to sell me all this other stuff. My favorite thing, they're clearly bots from Twitch and Kick, because they say, we can get you verified on Rumble. Well, first of all, I was already verified. We can get you affiliate, like we can get you monetized on Rumble. Well, you're monetized day one on Rumble. All you have to do is make an account. You can verify your account by you can stream immediately by two ways. You can then go into your account and do the account verification through, I think it's text or email. I can't remember. It's been so long since I do it. Or you can buy Rumble Premium. Either of those options gets you stream immediately with 0 viewers or 0 followers. Or the other option is you get 5 followers and then you can stream. That's to avoid the growth of bots. I think Rumble's being generous with the 5 follower requirement. I think everybody that wants to create on stream on Rumble needs to be able to verify either through paying for premium or doing the verification. I understand why people don't want to do the verification, but I think that Rumble's being very generous with the 5 follower requirement to be able to stream. So that's what I think about view botting on Rumble. We're going to go ahead and start wrapping the stream up and then open up to callers in just a second. I got some new chats to pop in that I'm going to look at. So things I noticed while doing this little study I did for a month. Videos on Rumble will show higher in ad revenue, but next day drop up to 3 cents. So 3 cents is the biggest drop I saw. That's what I was talking about earlier when I was showing originally showing the engagement tab. That my stream would show, like, let's say, I'm going to make up a number. Let's say that I made 6 cents in ad revenue the next day, and then a couple days later I'll go back to look again. I'm down to 3 cents in ad revenue. I don't know if that's a glitch in their analytics, if I had ad revenue removed because I violated something, or what caused that drop in ad revenue. That is a confirmed fact that I viewed with my own 2 eyes. I just wish I had a better way to prove that that happened. The only way I can do that is have more people use a tracker like what I built, which you can get access to. Just DM me on X, link down in the description, click the link tree, go to RECON1 TVT on X, or look up RECON1 TVT on X, and you'll find me there and just DM me. It's open to everybody. And just if you're not following me, you're going to show up in the people you may know as possible spam. Bella, don't start, please. Videos on Rumble will show higher, I already read that, or show higher ad eligible. One day, drop the next. Yeah, that's another thing. Videos on Rumble will show higher ad eligible and filled views. One day, same thing with the ad revenue. So like one day I'll have, like, let's say 110 ad eligible and 96 ad filled. Then a couple days later, all of a sudden I'm down to 97 ad eligible and 85 ad filled. Again, I don't know if it's a glitch or if I violated something and they got removed, or the viewer was a bot and Rumble discovered that and removed that. I don't know. I don't know why that happened. Kick will show the same total views. At the time I wrote this note, so 15 out of my 19 streams were 4 views every single time. I told you right now it was 18 out of 22. Chat engagement on Kick is almost always somebody trying to sell me something. Every single time. They're trying to sell me graphics. They're trying to sell me followers. They're trying to get me Kick verified. They're trying to get me monetized. They're trying to sell me something. That's almost always I had one person that was actually creative. It was actually, I believe, a human being. She was engaging with me. She was engaging with my stream. She was taking note of things that were actually happening in my stream. And all of a sudden, she asked me if she could sell me her graphics arts, redo my. She's like, I noticed you have no graphics available on your channel. It was because I don't take Kick seriously, because Kick is full of crap like this. Now I know Rumble has it too. They end up in my comments almost all the time. Not almost all the time. It's like 2 or 3 times a month I'll get a comment of them trying to sell me something. They're never in my chat, though. Conspiracy theorists pop up in my chat all the time. Twitch has people do this, too. I haven't seen it happen on YouTube yet. YouTube is the only place that I haven't seen that happen yet. I originally wrote on my observations that engagement does not affect ad revenue. I think the jury's still out on that, actually, after reviewing my engagement tab. I got 7 minutes. I got 6 minutes to wrap this up. I noticed on my engagement tab that doesn't see it can. I think it's still on the fence. It can either be that engagement does affect ad revenue, and at the same time, I can say engagement does not affect ad revenue, because the things you got to take in consideration is just because somebody's engaging with my chat does not mean they were an ad eligible viewer. Somebody could be a Rumble Premium user. Somebody could be running the ad blocker. There could be another factor that makes them not ad eligible. So they could affect my fill rate. So I think the jury's still out on that one. Copyrighted music does not affect ad revenue on Rumble. Again, on this engagement tab right here, I don't see my ad revenue decreasing because I had copyrighted or DCMA eligible music on my channel. We're going to move on to my assumptions. Ad eligible views are views by viewers who do not use ad blockers or Rumble Premium users. It's an assumption because I don't think I can concrete prove that, but it makes sense. Ad filled is lower because not all ad eligible views generate ads because of the following. 1, did not watch long enough to generate an ad. 2, an ad never played for them. And without me polling my viewers every single time I go live, I can't confirm that. And I'm not going to do that to them because they're there to hang out with me and chat with me and be entertained. They don't need to be polled and harassed to provide analytics for something that only applies to me and doesn't apply to them. So that's all my information, my thoughts and opinions. So we're going to summarize it all real quick. I think ad revenue is doing pretty well on Rumble with that, and that's including ad fill rate, considering that they are up against a lot more than YouTube, Twitch, Kick are when it comes to politics, when it comes to governments, when it comes to corporations not wanting to do work with them. I think Rumble is actually doing very well with ad revenue. People can disagree with me, that's fine. I believe the dip in fill rates is due to the economy and the people wanting to use more ad blockers, and more people are probably, it's potential, more people are applying for Rumble Premium. It's possible that anonymous users on the TV apps don't generate ads. That is definitely something Rumble should correct if that's the case, because if it's a viewer, regardless if they're anonymous or registered, we should still get paid for an ad that they generate, because that is still a person that's seeing a brand new ad for a company that paid for it. Rumble is not itself view botting. View botting does happen on Rumble, but that is on the behalf of the creator that is either paid for those view bots themselves, or they created their own program to view bot. View botting happens on all platforms. It's not unique to Rumble. It's more obvious to Rumble because Rumble is a smaller community when it comes to gaming, so it's a lot easier for us to catch things that are considered view botting. Another thing to summarize, if somebody's been featured and they forgot to shut off the stream, they're going to have people that are lurking in that get passed off from one feature to another feature once that feature ends, and that will constantly keep a high viewer count out. An example of that is Tommy Podcasts. I don't think he view bots. I found him because of Toby being an asshole to people who he thinks are Jew haters. I'm so glad Toby finally got dealt with. I don't think he should be banned from Rumble, which Rumble did not ban him. He's still able to create if he really wants to. Is he going to? Probably not. I haven't checked up on him. Maybe he has. And actually the reason why he was pulled, from my understanding, is he was constantly streaming everything but what he actually created himself. It was TV shows, it was concerts, it was other people's streams. There was no webcam, there was no voice. It was just him, a blank screen, and you'll see him chat. If he was harassing another streamer on his stream, he was in their chat harassing him. That was probably the most unique, original content to his stream. So I have no respect for that guy. I know, I've been told, I'm not going to say who told me this, because I actually really like the person that told me this. They are a legitimate friend of mine, and I respect them. But they told me this individual is a Army veteran that suffered a head injury in combat, and it's messing with his head and it's kind of making him an asshole. I don't think that's a justifiable excuse. He should not get a free pass out of that. I do think he needs help. I do feel bad for him if that's the case, but it's not an excuse for a free pass. for criticism or discipline. Especially if he's been told several times by multiple people, both from Rumble and from creators and viewers, he needed to stop, and he was choosing not to stop anyway. But Tommy Podcast, his chat is usually popping off very much. He usually does pretty well with likes and comments, and he just had that one time where he was having issues with his stream coming up. I don't know if he's featured or not, but I know he pulls decent numbers on his videos on the regular, and his chat's equally popping off, proportionally popping off. His likes and comments are proportionally popping off. So I don't think Tommy himself is view botting, and I don't think Rumble view botted on his behalf. But people, and this is what I promised. Let me see. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to finish this thought, give you the rating of the beer, and then we're going to end the recordings. All right, we're back as promised. So I'm going to hurt some people's feelings and piss some people off real quick. I've talked about how a lot of people are making accusations of view botting or favoritism amongst Rumble because they're not growing well on Rumble. One of the things I've noticed the most, I am not the most entertaining people on Rumble. I'll be the first to admit that. For the longest time, I was low energy. I've been exhausted because of work and stress and personal life. I recently found out I have low vitamin D. Apparently that can affect your energy levels and your depression and all that other stuff. So it makes me, especially if you hear me a lot of times, I'll be like, I'm really tired, chat, and I'm very low energy. I'm making changes. I'm cutting out I'm not completely cutting out alcohol. I'm reducing the amount of alcohol I'm drinking. I don't drink soda anymore. I don't eat out as much as anymore. I'm trying to get my weight under control. I'm drinking a lot more water. I now have vitamin D supplements. I'm trying to go to bed on a consistent schedule, which I'm not good at doing, to make me a better person, both for my family and for you guys, so I'm more energetic and more entertaining for my streams. But I'm still not the most entertaining person on Rumble. So I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else I'm about to call. I'm not going to call them out by name. You'll know who they are because they'll get hurt, and I'm sure we'll get comments, or I'm going to be harassed on X for this. But a lot of people making these accusations of view botting or favoritism on Rumble. Not all of them. A lot of them. And you'll know who they are because if they hear this, they're going to respond accordingly, if you know what I mean. Very childishly. So this message is for them. A lot of people complain about this stuff. Are boring as hell. The content is shit, and they hardly ever promote it. The only engagement they do with any community on the platform of Rumble, whether it's gaming or otherwise, is to bitch and moan and complain about Rumble and Chris and his staff, saying they favorite people and pick on people, and they punish people for calling out Rumble. If you go to their social medias, there's not, like a lot of them, hardly ever, there's not a single post saying when they're live, whether it's on Rumble or otherwise. There's not a single post about them being live. There's not a single post about videos they are going to upload, have uploaded, or just did upload. The engagement, again, with the community is almost always just to bitch and moan and complain about said community. So they are their biggest offender as to why they are failing to succeed as a content creator. Again, I'm not the biggest content creator. I'm not succeeding by any stretch of the imagination because I am aware of my own faults. I'm boring. I get very politically motivated, which is polarizing, and I often have low energy, and I'm not that entertaining. I get kind of stuck in a rut where I repeat phrases over and over again that aren't very funny, and that is off-putting for my viewers. So I get that. I'm not going to succeed. I'm aware of that. I'm making that. But you know what I do? When I interact with the Rumble community, we're going to talk about Rumble community specifically because this is where the complaints are coming from. I am doing it both positively and negatively. I will call out things I'm concerned about on Rumble. I agree with people that are calling out things when they have good points that are backed by facts and not just their butthurt opinions because they weren't featured that day. And they're accusing Chris of favoritism or anybody else of favoritism. I will entertain the idea of view botting because I have looked into it. I never fully believed Rumble did, but I was still willing to keep an eye out to see if there's a chance that Rumble was view botting. There was actually a period last year where I was very concerned that Rumble was in fact view botting themselves. But I haven't seen anything to substantiate that fear, and I believe that they're not. I think Chris's heart is in the right place. One of the staff members I actually used to talk to more on the regular. I hardly talk to him anymore. And it's not because we had a falling out or anything. I'm just respecting his space, and I think it's a good idea. He does not show a sense of favoritism on me just because he talks to me. His heart is in the right place. He loves Rumble. He loves what he does, and he believes in the work that Rumble is doing, as I believe a lot of Rumble staffers do. So whenever I see somebody complain about Rumble, one of the first things I do is I look at their profile, and it's almost always Twitter where I've seen them do this. I look to see how often they're promoting their content. One of the first things, you never see anything mentioning the Rumble link. If you go to my profile right now, you're going to see things about my Rumble creation, links to how to get to my Rumble accounts and all that stuff. If you look through my profile, there's going to be a lot of posts about politics and everything, but there's still a lot about my my content. I tweeted about this episode of Let's Grab a Beer earlier this week. I did it again this morning, and then I did it again when I went live, so I'm actively promoting my content. I've actually paid to promote some of my videos on X so it gets more attention. When I see people talk about Rumble Studios and trying to get a stream on Rumble Studios, especially if they're a gamer, I usually share a link to the video I made to tell them how they can get started to streaming on through Rumble Studios. But these people, there's no, I can't remember her name. She was in the Small Creators Programs twice, and she accused people, the only people that are successful on Rumble were dick writers, the Rumble staff, and she was very nasty and disgusting about it. And I went through her entire post. It was reposts of everybody else's content but her own. And if you go to her account, people who are involved with all this know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't remember her name and don't care to remember her name. Bella, stop. Stop it. If you go, her thumbnails were the same thumbnail for every fucking stream. Every single stream was the same exact thumbnail. Her title had minimum effort to it. I've been accused of making my titles too long. Fair criticism. When I called her out on this, she got mad at me. She got nasty with me, accused me of dick sucking, dick writing, dick this, dick that. Apparently, people that are psychotic like to think about other people's dicks a lot. So, now, that being said, there are people that make valid criticism of Rumble. There were concerns of the lack of attention gaming was getting. There was concerns about there were signs of favoritism for Rumble. But I also think people lack critical thinking and looking from business perspective. The person that may be being shown favoritism may be actually outperforming everybody in content, whether you don't find their content entertaining or not. Apparently they're doing something well enough because they are growing. From a business perspective, you're going to want to promote that person, especially if you don't want to be known for politics anymore. If you got a gamer that's doing really well on your platform, you're going to want to promote them so you can make more money through gaming. You as an individual may not find them entertaining. You may find them disingenuous. You may find them fake. That's perfectly fine. That's your perspective. That's your opinion. You're allowed to have that. But to accuse a company of favoritism because they're trying to promote somebody who's actually succeeding on their platform, whether it's a little bit or a lot, you can't fault them for that. Rumble's done a lot better with this. I've seen a lot of people get featured in the gaming section that I have never heard of before. A lot of them are brand new creators to Rumble. That is fantastic. I hope Gaming on Rumble continues to do that. I hope they have a healthy balance of actually successful creators they're going to feature often, and a balance of smaller, newer creators that will generate, because Rumble needs not only have creator retention, they need to have viewer retention. If they promote a bunch of shit creators, they're going to get no viewers, because they're going to be like, why the fuck is Rumble featuring this person that is like falling asleep on his own stream? I'm talking about myself. Why am I going to waste my time watching Gaming on Rumble? This person is literally like eyes half closed, barely talking, and just looking over like this and going back like this. Rumble shouldn't promote that person on the regular. You got to be entertaining. You got to be unique. You got to be different. You got to be high energy. If you can't do that, your failure is not Rumble's fault. It is your fault because you're not finding how to stand out from everybody else. Pepperidge Farms, remember. And actually, that leads me to the final point I'm going to make, and I absolutely need to end this here because I keep promising you guys I will, and I don't know how long this video is because I lost track how long the recording is. So back on Twitter, Gaming on Rumble made a post. I'm going to pull it up real quick. About how they're going to redo a promotion for Gaming on Rumble to bring more attention to Gaming on Rumble. And I was excited because that means they're putting more energy and effort into Rumble, or Gaming on Rumble. However, I had some concerns and some recommendations. Whether they heard it or not, whether Chris heard it or not, I don't know. I'm going to drop this link in chat so you guys can check it out and read it for yourself. And this will be a chat for everybody, and whether you're on Rumble or not, you'll be able to see this tweet I did. I just knocked my mic off my shirt. There's the link to the post so you can read along, because you'll probably be able to read faster than I'm going to read this out loud. I'm going to take a leak after this recording's done. So Rumble, Gaming on Rumble, again, it's the official Gaming on Rumble account. This is staffed by Rumble staffers themselves at the direction of the CEO of Rumble, which is Chris Rumble, or Chris Pavlovsky. Chris Rumble is just what he goes by on Rumble. So I responded, or quote tweeted them and said, more of this. I'm so happy that Rumble Video and Chris Pavlovsky are taking Gaming on Rumble head on. This is definitely the step in the right direction, but when I say more of this, I mean more of this for other major categories on Rumble. This is my concern. Politics and gaming may end up being the main focus on Rumble, and everything else will be neglected. So this is that's the thought process I'm going in this. But when I say this, more of this, I mean more focus on other major categories on Rumble. There's a lot of fantastic content out there that the general public does not know about, and they need to. No, I'm not saying Rumble needs to make it a specialized X account like they did with Gaming on Rumble for every category. That is unrealistic and impossible. It absolutely is. That's a waste of Chris's money to pay somebody to man a X account for every single category on Rumble. That is not. It's not feasible, and it's fiscally stupid. If I was an investor, I would be very upset if I knew that's how he was spending his money. I am saying that make more promos like this. I'm talking about the video that Gaming on Rumble was talking about, like this, but showing off other content like sports, lifestyle, how-tos, cultural news, music, guns, outdoors, arts and crafts, etc. I talked about this. I was on Master Swag King's podcast this week, right? This past week, and I mentioned this, and I added him in the post. They could do a catch-all where they do include political content like Dan Bongino and Steven Crowder. I added his Louder Crowder Mud Club, but placing them in the middle so the focus on everything else that Rumble has to offer for real content. So like we'll have all the other content. Bongino and Crowder will have a short segment in the middle of that promo, and then the rest of the focus of the promo is the other content. So it's not just gaming, it's not just politics, it's everything that Rumble has to offer. I hope somebody on Rumble saw this. I doubt it. I hope they did. And I hope if someone from Rumble's watching this now, I put the link in there. Take a look at it. And I'm not very good at articulating things online that often, so if you want to hit me up sometime, whether by phone, by voice chat, or whatever, online, I'd be more than happy to go more into detail. I have no degrees in this stuff. This is just my brain working on what I think Rumble can benefit from. And maybe this is already being looked at, so that might be why they're not responding to me. Let's see. Right now, we are all very well aware that political content is on Rumble. It's time for Rumble to be known for so much more, or they can do individualized promos for the top 5 or 10 main categories on Rumble, showing off 1 or 2 large creators' content with the rest of mixed in with smaller creators. So like I'm talking about, like for gaming, we had Rice Gum. I'm just picking him. They can have Rice Gum at the beginning of the promo, and then after Rice Gum is Lumpy Potato, Silver Fox, Cat Dog, some random small creator that just got the start on Rumble. Just like make a promo that's like staggered like that, so it's not just focused on the big dogs, and it's not too heavily focused on the little ones, because let's be honest, content creation is oversaturated. There are a lot of people that are involved with content creation that absolutely suck at it and have no business being featured. because they're not entertaining, they're boring, they're low energy. And again, I'm talking to myself as much as everybody else listening right now. So Rumble needs a good, healthy promo where they show the big people and then the entertaining small people. And if you don't see yourself in the promo, it's not Rumble's fault. It's probably your fault for not being entertaining enough to make it into the promo. Let me see. Individuals with creators content with the rest of them mixing in smaller content, they can be placing these promos on a rotation. So what I'm saying is, like, maybe 1 month they'll do gaming creators, next month they'll do lifestyle creators, next month they'll do health and fitness creators, next month they'll do music creators, next month they'll do political, or maybe once a week they rotate it through. They'll do these promo videos that will pop up, and I'm going to tell you exactly where they need to have this rotation happen in just a second. Place these on every platform where it is allowed: X, Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, True Social, television, and radio. And some of that is going to require ad money from Chris to spend money into to get these ad spots in. Some of it is just as simple as like they did with Gaming on Rumble. They made a Gaming on Rumble account, with the exception of paying somebody to man that account. It's free. So make a TikTok, Rumble TikTok account. Make a Rumble Instagram account, Rumble Facebook, Rumble YouTube. Post your promos on those platforms. Posting it is going to be for free, except, again, with the exception of paying your editors and the people that are staffing those accounts. But the actual uploading to those things are going to be free. Will they probably get nuked by your competitors? More than likely, because they're bitches. It's going to happen. But if you're making a conscious effort to promote these things, you're not paying for a multi-million-dollar ad spot during the Super Bowl. You're paying maybe a couple $1,000 to $100,000 to pay the staff to manage this, but you're avoiding paying the millions of dollars to put on a TV spot. I may be way out of my league making these comments. This is just my personal opinion based off what I see. Where am I at? 15 minutes. I'm trying to talk fast so I can wrap this up real quick. The beauty of a lot of those platforms is they're free to do. You can pay to promote the promos. So like if you post a video on X, you can pay to promote that through Elon's promote tweet thing. That will cost some extra money, or you can just leave it for free on your main Rumble account and everybody can see these promo videos. So you can drop them once a week, have them as your pinned tweet. You can have them as your highlighted tweet. That costs you $0 to do it. Again, with the exception of paying whoever's managing the Rumble accounts, paying the people that edited the videos. Heck, there's a lot of Rumble creators out there that are fantastic editors who'd be more than happy to make a promo for you for free. And all they would probably want you to do is give them credit for the promo. That's it. And there are people that actually believe in Rumble and would do this for you. I would do it for you. I'm just not skilled enough to do it. So I was about to say I'm not one of them, but I was going to say I mean that as in I'm not skilled enough to do something like that. You guys have seen a lot of my uploaded videos. They're not edited very well. Let me see, the beauty that, and I feel this is the way we truly Rumble take over. We don't abandon the bread and butter of Rumble political content, but we start highlighting what else has to offer. Show the world that Rumble can be the next YouTube. And Chris may already have these plans in mind. So whoever is paying for public affairs or what is it typically called? Someone that promotes and advertises. I can't remember. He probably has someone already working on this stuff, but this is just my thought process on that whole thing. And I think Rumble would benefit from that. Are they going to be the next YouTube by the end of 2025? No, they absolutely will not. YouTube is way too large. It's owned by Google. Google is controlling, as Chris said in his interview with Lumpy and Silver, that Google controls the search engines, and they will not promote anything outside of YouTube, or hardly. And if they do promote things outside of YouTube, it is going to be Rumble last. So it makes it a lot harder for us to do our how-to videos, our lifestyle videos, our health videos, our non-political content to get discovered, because YouTube's like, Rumble, no, do not promote, which is why Chris Fulbosky is suing Google right now for that. So that's my thought on all this. I know I was probably all over the place. It probably didn't make sense. The main purpose of this video/stream was to bring all the data and details I collected, my personal opinions and thoughts. Some of it are facts, some of it is assumption, and put it all out there for you all to see. I've intentionally been avoiding engaging with a lot of these people on Twitter because I've been involved with more than enough Rumble drama in my life. I don't want to be involved with it anymore. I have more important things to worry about than whether or not your shitty content has been promoted or not, or whether or not you think somebody's being favored, or whether or not you think you're being targeted by Rumble because Rumble doesn't like what you have to say. I can tell you're not being targeted by Rumble. You're targeting yourself because you're in your own head and you're letting Rumble live rent-free in there. Again, if you're being offended by what I said, then I'm absolutely talking to you because you got something you're guilty of that you're just upset about, and some inadequacies and some confidence issues. If you're like, well, I've complained about Rumble, is he talking about me, and you're not really bothered by it, I'm not talking about you, because there are legitimate complaints about Rumble. Silver made one. Chris listened. We have result of it. But if you go out there and insult, attack, and make baseless accusations with little to no evidence to back up your claims, Rumble's going to ignore you. And I'm going to ignore you. And I'm going to accuse you of being one of the people I'm insulting right now. So, take it for what it is. If I lose followers, I lose followers. I'm not going to change who I am just to make you guys happy. I'm not going to change who I am to make Rumble happy. I'm going to change who I am when I'm actually legitimately wrong. If you can prove to me I'm wrong, I will adjust course, apologize if I got out of line, and start talking about the truth. So, wrap it up with the beer. Definitely the least favorite beer of mine, and it's not because of what I told you about the company. It is because this is actually not a delicious beer. It's not refreshing at all. It has a weird chemically taste to it. I give it maybe a 2 out of 6. I do not recommend it. Am I going to keep drinking it? Yes, because this was not cheap. Microbreweries are not cheap, and the economy sucks. So if I can't get my money back, I'm going to have to drink it so I get my money's worth. So I'm going to continue to drink this. We're going to wrap up the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below what you think. Based on the information I provided you all, what do you think this all means? If you're better at analyzing data to make actual statistics, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on, I'm on Discord. I don't have a Discord, but I am on Discord. Hit me up wherever you can find me. And let me know what you put together. If you want a copy of the template I made so you can do your own tracker, so you can start monitoring what you see, where you're growing and failing at, to better make you a better creator, or just to see if your own accusations of Rumble hold weight or not. Hit me up and I'll send you a blank template where all the formulas are intact. So all you have to do is input the data and you're good to go. And if you look at it like, hey, your formulas are trash, this is what you should have done, I will correct, as long as you can prove that they are actually trash. And like I said, if you got any questions, let me know. If you're watching live, I'm going to go take a piss. Once again, get my dogs more water, and then I'm going to share a link for you all to be able to call in. All you have to do is have a mic. You do not have to have a webcam. If you're going to be an asshole, I'm going to kick you from the call. You can still hang out and chat and be a little bitch all you want, but you will not be talking over people. You will not disrespect the other chatters that are in the call. You'll be an adult. You can make jokes. You can throw insults, because I threw my fair share of insults, but if you get to the point where you're controlling the conversation and not allowing other people to talk, and you're not providing anything of substance, you will be kicked from the call. You can continue your temper tantrum in chat, and you can be disciplined by the actual adults there. So I'll be right back. I got to take a leak. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and X, you're more than welcome to join the call. I think you have to have a Rumble Studio account or just a Rumble account to be able to join the call, so you might as well go to rumble.com, make yourself a free account. Just be careful. Your account is not your channel. It can be your channel. It doesn't have to be your channel. So make sure you pick a name you want to have stuck, because you cannot change your account name. So make sure you do an account name that you like. And if you intend to make channels later, then you make your channels the names you want for your specific channels. Because that's the one thing I regret. Like I said, if I ever get to change my account name, it's going to be Aircona TV Entertainment or something like that. Then I'm going to have Aircona TV Gaming, Aircona TV Hobbies, and Aircona TVT. Right now, or TV. Right now I have Aircona TV Gaming as my account and Aircona TV Gaming as a channel, which is super confusing for my followers. So I recommend you make sure you pick your names wisely. And then I will share that link. You can join the call, share your opinion. If you still think YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and X are better for content creation, you can tell why. Again, if you were going to be an ass, I'm going to kick you out of the call. You can still hang out and chat. I don't ban people from my chat. But if you're watching the recording, I appreciate y'all being here. I look forward to see the next episode of Let's Grab a Beer. And I'm looking forward to getting another drink with you.